The truth occurs.
Hi everyone, I'm super busy today. As a woman, you were supposed to do everything and look good doing it. It's not actually always realistic, so I hope you don't mind if I sometimes do my videos without being all dolled up. Okay, so here's the news I really want to talk to you about. Something definitely to keep an eye on. Google says it will crack down on fake news sites. You guys probably already know there's a ton of fake, bogus, misleading news out there. Sometimes it's funny satire, sometimes it's just plain, lies that somebody just made up. It is annoying, it's confusing. Does that mean though that Google is going to have to do something to somehow crack down on these sites? Is that even a good idea? There was this story going around that Trump had actually won the popular vote, and when people were Googling popular vote, this was coming up the top. So it was apparently not true and confusing to people, and this goes on a lot. So Google just kind of decided, we're going to have to do something about it. So as far as I understand, what they're going to do is they're going to try to prevent those things from coming up the top of the search, and they're going to try to stop those websites from being able to run lucrative ads. Okay, there's a problem with this though, and I'm going to get into that. It's not just Google, Facebook also. Mark Zuckerberg promises to end fake news on Facebook. Well, they're going to figure out some way to flag which sites are legit or not, and they're less likely to come up in the feed. I mean, they're going to tamper with the feed. My concern with this is that it won't only be fake as in straight up lie websites, but satire is funny. Sometimes people enjoy satire, so maybe it would kind of suck if all the satire got pushed to the side. Like, what about The Onion? We like The Onion, right? So no more Onion. And the other thing is, what about sites that are just alternative views? That they're not lies, they're just maybe not mainstream. Those might be targeted with this kind of a system. There's already some evidence that that's kind of the direction it's going to take. A professor has made a list of websites she says publish fake or misleading news. And if you follow the link, it'll take you to this, the list that she has compiled. Now, she explains that not all of these are fake, but in her opinion, they're not exactly legit either. And what I notice on here are some of the websites that people do like to go to for alternative news. I notice activistpost.com is here. I mean, my experience, this is not a misleading, clickbaity, fake news kind of website. Prison Planet TV, prisonplanet.com. I mean, you may or may not like Alex Jones, but I think people can make up their own mind about what's good info on there or not. I don't think that site should be censored. And non-news. I don't agree with that one. I mean, here's a story that was on a non-news the other day. Watch as Donald Trump explains the Syrian conflict and working with Russia and stuns American TV hosts. And there is actually a clip from CBS this morning. So what's not legit about that? I mean, it was legit enough when it was on CBS, but not when a non-news reposts it? Let's see what else is on here. Well, Infowars, another one of Alex Jones's sites. IntelliHub, they have some quite legit, alternative news on there. Natural News. Okay, Natural News, it's become a bit clickbaity. It's a bit, they tend to hype things and overblow it. However, you can get some really good leads on there to a story. And they always post the link. So you don't like their take on it, go check out the link. I don't think that that's misleading. Even if maybe it's a very strongly opinionated piece, or it's my hair gets stuck in my glasses. I don't know why this keeps happening. Maybe it's a very strongly opinionated piece that it may be a little bit alarmist or something like that, but the links are there, so I don't think it's misleading. Unless you're an idiot and you never read anything, make up your own mind for yourself. Okay, there are some on here that I saw before. I think I saw What Does It Mean on here. What Does It Mean has been known to be a disinfo site for a long time. Some of these are legit disinfo. NoDisinfo.com ends up on the disinfo list. How's that work out? DrudgeReport.com, Zerohedge, and Breitbart is on here too. I think it's going a bit far. I think that it's going to censor alternative news like truther sites and things like that. Okay, now they do have some sites on here that are totally satire, such as the National Report. I mean, the stories on the National Report are so over the top. It's kind of hard to miss the fact that it's satire. Area mall offering 10% discount to non-active shooters. So it's some dark humor there. President-elect Trump asks that all his intelligence briefings have pictures. And there's a picture of him sitting in a kindergarten class. Christian man refuses to put quarter in homeless man's red Starbucks holiday cup. It's a bit of a parody of a real story, but here's one that is not on the list. Here's the Babylon Bee. Starbucks unveils new satanic holiday cups. I've seen this one floating around as if it was real news. Here's the cup. It's got the satanic pentagram on it with the Baphomet or whatever in the middle, the goat. And like, people thought this was real. This website is not on the list. So like, that's weird because this is really fake and it's not on the list. And yet stuff like Infowars and Natural News is on the list. Now listen, I mean, who would not realize that this is fake though if they read it? All hail Lucifer, Schultz declared, chanting in unison with Starbucks employees gathered at the press event. I mean, clearly it's a parody about, you know, what happened last year with the red cup and people saying that it was evil. But, you know, it's not on the list. Okay, this is an edit. As I'm here editing my video and I want to show you this list, I go back to the site. It's a few hours later and lo and behold, the list is gone. It's just 2 pages now. I Google the list and I find out that Reason.com has done an article about this, pointing out that the list is awful. It includes not just fake or parody sites, it includes sites with heavily ideological slants like Breitbart, LewRockwell.com, Liberty Unyielding, and Red State. These are not fake news sites. They're blogs that, much like Reason, have a mix of opinion and news content designed to advance a particular point of view. I also found that Zerohedge, who was on the list, has an article about this. Zerohedge targeted on liberal professors' list of fake news sources, and they have included the list. So if I'm showing you the list, I got it from Zerohedge.com because since this afternoon, it has already been removed, which I think is kind of a good sign. Those fake news articles all over my Facebook feed really get on my nerve. As soon as it's like you see more fake news than real news. You know, part of the problem is that people don't actually read the articles. Some website posted an article that was totally unrelated to this like really bogus headline that they put on it. Oh, it was something about cannabis for aliens, something about alien DNA and cannabis, something like that. Yeah, like that cannabis like came from Mars, and I think it was actually on like IFL Science. And so they posted this, but then if you clicked on it, you actually checked the article, it was about whether people read articles before they share them. It was not about alien DNA and cannabis, which does not exist. It's not happening. And tons of people shared this article without having read it. Like, they shared it because of the headline, and it just goes to show that a lot of times people just see a headline, they don't check the article, they don't check the sources, and they just share it. So really the problem is people are sharing without knowing whether, you know, they're not even checking to see if it's legit. But I guess there's no cure for that. You can't make people more responsible about what they share. You can't force that to happen. So failing that, they're going to take this approach. They're going to try to weed out the fake news. But it's going to be at the expense of some also real news, alternative news. So basically, to sum it up, I see this as a kind of covert attack on free speech. I would actually consider that this proliferation of fake news sites was encouraged so that it could later be used as a reason to censor alternative media. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And thanks for giving me a thumbs up. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.